Hello friends, and welcome back to this channel where we talk about relationship. So in our previous video we started by talking about abuse. So today we shall continue by talking about types of abuse. And number one type of abuse we are going to talk about is the physical abuse. The physical abuse. As the name goes, it is physical. It's something you can see. It's something that you can easily know. It's something that you can easily see that is happening. Like, for example, when you see someone who has just been beaten or who has been beaten maybe within like few days ago and things like that, or someone who has been beaten repeatedly, or someone who has been injured in the process, you can see the mark on them. And physical abuse involves things like hitting, slapping, kicking, punching, burning, or using something like all this hot iron to burn them, and then strangulation or use of weapons. So you can see that all those things, they are physical. They are things that we can easily see because they leave mark on the victim. They leave the victim with a physical mark that can be seen, either permanently or for some times. So that is physical abuse. And it involves anything that you, in a way, when you inflict physical pain on the other person, that is physical abuse. And the second one we shall be talking of is emotional abuse. This is more deadly, as in is deadlier than physical abuse, because it destroys the inner being of the person. It destroys the whole being of the person, both the spirit and the soul, and everything is destroyed when people are going through emotional abuse. And it is deadlier because there is no physical sign. So people around may not even know that this is happening. Even when you are talking about it, people may be looking at it as if, but you don't look it, but it doesn't mean that it's not happening. So emotional abuse occurs when an intimate partner seeks to control his or her loved one. This can manifest in different ways, like name calling. You know, when your partner is always calling you a fool, they always use names that brings you down, that ridicules you, things like insulting you, blaming the partner for everything, whatever is wrong in that relationship, it's always your fault. Extreme jealousy, intimidation, body shaming, humiliation, isolation, and then controlling what the partner does or where the partner can go. Stalking or neglecting your partner. Yes, neglecting your partner. It's another way you can inflict emotional abuse on your partner. Neglecting your partner. It's only when you need them that you remember they exist. But when they need you, they are too busy to attend to their need. But when you need them, that is when you remember they exist. That is an emotional abuse. And it is deadlier than physical abuse, in the sense that it destroys the core being of the person. Physical abuse, maybe you go through the pain of the injury, after sometimes the wounds heal. And physical abuse itself causes emotional abuse. It leads to emotional pain, because when you continue to inflict pain on somebody as if the person is even an animal, you should not inflict pain on an animal, but you continue to inflict pain on somebody as if the person is just there for you to use for your own purpose. It causes abuse also. It is an abuse, and it leads to emotional abuse. And another one is sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is not about sex alone. It is about power. Yes, it's not just about sex. Maybe forcing somebody, raping somebody. It's not just about, yes, that is part of it, but it's not just all about it. It's about power. And it includes any sexual behavior performed without the other person's consent. Any form of sexual behavior performed without the other person's consent, it's an abuse. The other time I was saying it that it's even possible. Some people were saying that it's not possible for a husband to rape the wife. Very well, it's possible. As long as she did not give her consent and you force yourself on her, that is a rape. Even though you are the husband, it's something that should be mutual between the two of you. So it's not because, okay, I'm the husband, I'm the one that has the authority anytime I need you. No, she's a human being. She's not a toilet where you can go in at your will and come out. No, it's not like that. So any type of sexual activity you carry out with somebody without their consent is nothing but a sexual abuse, no matter who the person is or who they are to you. So it's involve things like forcing a partner to have sex when they say no. When your partner says no, when your wife says no, when your husband says no, you don't force them into it. You don't exact your power and then force yourself on them. It's an abuse. And or forcing a partner to have sex with other people. It happens. All those things, they are all sexual abuse. Pursuing sexual activity when the victim is not fully conscious, like all those people that they will drug the other person and rape them and do all sorts of things with them. That is sexual abuse. Another thing is touching the other person sexually in an unwanted way. When handshake begins to cross the elbow, it can be. When you touch the other person that's what, when we were talking about boundaries, we talk about your boundary depends on the type of relationship you are having. Let's say you are just friends. It's not intimate friends, or there's no level of intimacy between you. It's not as if they are your spouse and they are touching your sexual organs. It is wrong. It is nothing but sexual abuse. No matter who they are, it is sexual abuse. Or sexting someone against their wish. You know what it is, sexting. Instead of sending them text message, you are sending all these romantic messages to them. As long as you are not on that level with them, it is sexual abuse. And another one is the boss, or using sex to get favor from others. It is sexual abuse, because okay, you as an employee, because okay, your boss is like that, and then you seduce them, seducing others. It's nothing but sexual abuse. Or because that you are the boss, before you can give favor to your employee or someone like that under you, you must have sex with them. It is nothing but sexual abuse. Anytime you carry out any form of sexual activities without the consent of the other person, or you lure them into it, you force them into it, you manipulate them into it, or you kind of subject them into it, like in the case of the employer and the employee, it is nothing but sexual abuse. So we shall be stopping there in this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our video. Thank you so much. God bless.